If there wasn't something important that the government sees but ignores as they don't know there is a solution, then I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So please watch to the end, you will understand.
Viral RNA has been found in feces, and this does raise the possibility of fecal-oral transmission. This prospect is strengthened by the finding of live virus in fecal culture. Most scientists now believe that even if this mode of transmission exists, the likelihood of SARS-CoV-2 being transmitted by feces from one person to another is considered to be very low.
Titanic was considered as the safest ship on the world. So, where is it now? Very low.
Fecal-oral transmission, therefore, is not currently considered a major route in the spread of COVID-19. We know that studies have found that some patients can have fecal samples testing positive for SARS-CoV-2 viral RNA many days after their throat swabs have tested negative. This active shedding
Your
of virus...
toilet flush plays a role in the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, a lot of attention has been given to our mouths, but there is another hole in your body that sheds virus. That's right, I'm talking about your backside. There's no mask for what comes out of here, and you might be overlooking just how important poop is to the COVID-19 pandemic. And everyone's poop is full of pathogens, things like bacteria, parasite eggs, and viruses. The fact that our poop makes us sick is nothing new. In 1854 London, an outbreak occurred of cholera, a disease now known to be caused by a bacteria. So what about the coronavirus? The first question we have to ask is SARS-CoV-2 detected in human feces? One meta-analysis that pulled data from 11 studies found that about half of stool sampled from patients had detectable viral RNA in it. The next question we have to ask then is the virus detected in stool samples viable? In other words, can it go on to infect another host? Or is it just viral bits? We have to consider the origin of the virus being detected in the poop. In general, viruses detected in feces can derive from three possible sources: swallowing respiratory secretions from the respiratory tract, the residue of infected immune cells, or virus replication in intestinal cells. If it's the first two, then the detected virus is just fragments and not viable. It's just waste passing through the GI system. If it's the third, though, it's an enteric virus. Fecally transmitted viruses, such as enteroviruses, replicate in the GI system and then shed viable virus through the feces. So what about SARS-CoV-2? Is the virus enteric? The coronavirus uses the ACE2 receptor to infiltrate our cells. And these ACE2 receptors are present not only in the respiratory epithelium, but also in the gastroenteric mucus. And gastrointestinal symptoms are one of the many clinical manifestations of this disease. About 1 in 5 patients reported gastrointestinal symptoms, according to one meta-analysis. So, it's plausible that the novel coronavirus can infect the GI system and shed viable virus. But do we have any proof? Yes. At least one study was able to isolate virus that was collected from stool samples, inoculate that virus into human cells, and then observe those cells reproducing, meaning they were likely infectious. So if viable SARS-CoV-2 can be present in feces, what are possible transmission routes? First, let's consider the most basic fecal-oral transmission route. In scenario number 1, after you go number 2, you don't wash your hands and then you eat something. A second possibility is the ingestion of contaminated waters. So, untreated waste makes its way to surface water and that water is ingested accidentally or is consumed without proper treatment. The good news is that virus RNA detected in wastewater and receiving waters has not yet been shown to be infectious. A third possibility is the fecal-oral foodborne route. Untreated irrigation water, possibly using so-called gray water, could leave viruses on food, such as lettuce. But things get really interesting when we consider the fourth possibility, fecal aerosolization. That's right, little bits of poop being turned into aerosols, then either getting inhaled or landing on a surface, resulting in fomite transfer. Before you think this is ridiculous, fecal aerosolization was key to spreading SARS in 2003. Dr. Liu, a 64-year-old doctor, checked into the 9th floor of Metropole Hotel in Hong Kong. He was feeling ill and spent the evening on the toilet. Without meeting others, it's believed his aerosolized fecal matter infected 16 other guests in the hotel, all on the 9th floor. Those guests then seeded outbreaks in 9 other countries across the world, with most of the 8,000 known cases of SARS being linked back to this event. As for the novel coronavirus, a study in Guangzhou, China, seems to have found evidence of infection by fecal aerosols. 2 others in Hong Kong also reported it. The study in Guangzhou reported 2 families, one living on the 25th floor and the other on the 27th floor, that seemed to have been infected by a family living on the 15th floor, directly below them, despite a period of lockdown. A vertical ventilation pipe was the culprit. The bioaerosolization of wastewater mixed with urine, feces, and exhaled mucus originating from index patients is suggested to be the source of infectious aerosols in this outbreak. The bioaerosols were generated during toilet flushing and then spread via the drainage stacks and vents with minimum dilution. Thus, the concentration of virus in drainage pipes can remain very high even after the virus travels a long distance. These bioaerosols might be inhaled directly by a bathroom's occupant or be deposited on room surfaces, which might later be touched by occupants. The good news is that these fecal transmission modes are likely to be secondary to the primary mode of respiratory transmission.
To understand the danger of possibilities of virus infection, we have to imagine one group of people and 2 different situations. 1. When we walking, talking, traveling, where only mask is required, and 2nd, like public toilets, schools, restaurants, pubs, hotels, there is a perfect hiding place for virus to find a new host. In those places, risk of being infected increases dramatically. In those places, we need to pay special attention for hygiene. It is so important that those places are well ventilated and kept clean. Why? If you smelled the flatulence, then you have breathed in the virus. So what we can do? We can open the window, switch on the fans, but this is not solution because the smell traveling from A to B. And the virus and the fecal bacteria is all around us, mixing with the air and sitting like a dust everywhere. On your clothes, toothbrushes. So there is only one solution for it. When it's coming from A out. How that could be achieved? By fitting toilets with that possibilities. Do we have that? Yes, but a lot of you doesn't know it. So please have a look.
Now I'd like to show you how the ventilation works. I'm going to use some smoke. Instead of sitting on the toilet, I'm using some glass so you can see the smoke. The smoke is an imitation of the smell. Now I'm turning on the ventilator with the remote control and the ventilation activates. I hope you can see the movement of the air underneath the glass. So the smoke disappears into the toilet and stays in the soil pipe, meaning does not let the stench come back up. We can regulate the speed of the ventilator by pressing plus, which increases the speed, or we can press minus to slow down. This remote control remembers the last speed used. To help people who can't hear very well, I have designed a light that flashes every 5 seconds to show it is on. Now you can clearly see the smoke has completely gone. If you forget to turn off the fan, after 30 minutes the remote control will automatically switch the ventilator off, but it is best to remember to turn off the ventilator to save battery life. In a standard toilet, we put the cleaning liquid round the ring of the toilet, and in one flush the liquid has all gone. We are usually not using any more liquid in the same day. To save the amount of cleaning liquid for many times, we're using the top channel, which is built on top of the water channel, and we are putting the cleaning liquid to the holes in the rim of the toilet bowl. As you can see, the cleaning liquid drips down and we are flushing the toilet. Some more of the cleaning liquid drips down into the toilet. For installation, we're using all 40mm connections. Male, female elbow need to be cut, so 1 inch left is good enough. We use rubber, so after we push it into the hole, it will stay there. The design of the toilet inside the hole is made with little angle, so when the connection is in, only top of the connection is touching the ceramic inside, but on the bottom we still have a gap for the air. To increase this gap, we can cut the connection with little angle. When it is in, we are ready to fix the fan. On the end of the 4mm cable and on the end of the fan's cables are connectors, which we will join together. There is only one way, so it is not possible to make the mistake. Before we fit the fan, it is good to check if it is working properly. We'll do this, of course, when we put the 4mm cable between the tiles before grouting. I have done this so I only double check the cable is just 2mm thick and at the smallest spaces we are using between the tiles in the bathroom. So we don't need to remove the tiles to fix the cable between them. Only the grout has to be removed. We push the fan into the elbow and we slide on the straight connection. Original one needs to be cut and the stop ring inside has to be removed. The easiest way to cut it halfway through to get rid of the stop ring inside. On the soil pipe we need to make a hole and glue this connection with a piece of pipe to create as small gap as possible between the fan and the pipe. Now we slide down the straight connection to close the gap between them. The flexi connection we need is 9-inch long length of the soil pipe, which is coming from the wall is 4 inches in length. This toilet can be fixed to the soil pipe, which is coming from the floor as well. Then we need to use different connections. If the soil pipe is made from metal, it could be easier to drill a hole through the wall for ventilation. Thanks for watching.
As you see, this kind of toilet is perfect solution for existing problem and should be considered as important and additional weapon to fight the virus. If we use all available weapons like vaccine, medicine, masks, toilets, then we can say that we done all that we could do to protect us. If one of these weapons is not in use, virus will spread. As you see on the pictures, ministers know about it, but nothing could be done if you're using standard toilets. I think people in government and parliament should know that here in Enfield live a Polish builder and inventor which is ready to help. Here I have a little proof that patent is granted. It's been 13 long years. 6 years took me to build the toilet. So, Mr. Prime Minister, if you a really good man, you have opportunity to prove it. You can save a lot of lives. I think that will be fantastic gift from the government to NHS workers and schools. UK government could be the first that is doing much more than any other countries to save lives. I wanted to get in contact with someone from the government. Since the last 2 years I was writing to Lord Alan Sugar, but he never responded. I delivered the letters myself. They weren't only about the toilets, but also how the government losing money, how can generate millions, and how people can benefit from that. Sir Alan, this product can save lives. You turned your back on me, that is the same as you turning back on all of us. Men who giving thousands for charities when everyone watching, keeping quiet when all country is in need. Why I'm telling you this, sir? Because if someone is in need and you can help, then you help. People don't let someone get comfortable with disrespecting you. What happened to me after I lost faith in thinking that Lord Sugar will respond to me. I had accident at work before lunch. Almost lost my fingers on the saw. I didn't go to hospital as there was a pregnant woman living there with no access upstairs. I took painkillers and I finished the job with my broken fingers as I didn't want this woman and child be at any risk by climbing the ladder overnight. After that I didn't send any more letters. Sir Alan, I don't resent you for it, because you don't know where is the problem. A negative response is better than none. You have seen what happened to me. Every day of waiting, getting more frustrating. A negative response means respect. I know that case was considered. End of waiting, checking emails, letterbox, end of counting on that person, end of hope. That's relief for me. Then I know I need to do something myself. Same thing with the Dragon's Den and big shops. 7 years not respond. So where is the respect? Without feelings of respect, what is there to distinguish man from beast? That is why respect for everyone is so important. So I have solution for saving lives. But you people are keeping quiet? Are you blind? That drives me crazy. It's some kind of paranoia. I reinvented the toilet in respect for my mother. She was working as a carer and she had to assist people during toilet session as they was too weak to be left alone. Maybe even she assist one of your parents. Many times she heard apologies as those people was really embarrassed. We all one day gonna be old and someone will need to help us. So I sacrificed a lot and I don't have much left except a good heart. But I want you to remember one thing. That invention was done from the bottom of my heart, and you see, now is needed more than ever. So please share the video to everyone sooner the government will know, better. Dragons then. Will be nice. Talk to anyone, even just for mental support. Otherwise, it's pretty good chance that I end up like bloody Van Gogh. Sir Alan, my heart is still bleeding and I don't know what happened to those letters, but I still believing that you are a good man. That is why I wrote to you in the first place. Back then, I didn't mention that it's life-saving tool, but people were already doing research on it. Maybe you didn't realize that is understandable, but now you know. You cannot change a man, you can only change his circumstances. So if you are a good man, there is a chance that you will help. I remember once one priest asked, what is the worst word on the world? You know? And he said, too late. So it's not too late yet. People deserve full understanding and support. Do you know that Mr. Bill Gates reinvented toilet too? To help people in Africa? Fantastic man. I think we have something in common. Mr. Bill, if you're planning to work on any new invention, please let me know. I'm happy to help. I asking as I'm not sure if they want me here. And people in Enfield, I'm still your builder. I do plumbing, tiling, carpentry, plaster, roofing, painting, driveway, flooring. I am qualified electrician. I finished the college here to make toilet according to all electrical regulations. I'm still student, you know. I have done all today in the best possible way to promote vaccination and health. If you have any questions, please write them below. I haven't sold many, but the first toilet was fitted over 5 years ago, and there were no issues so far. Hello Sharon.
Hello Marianne.
Hi. It's been 5 years when I finished the bathroom for you and I fitted the new ventilated toilet. Could you describe me briefly how happy you are with this product?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very pleased with the work you've done in my bathroom. Very pleased with the ventilated toilet. Very pleased with it. Yeah, very happy. All works perfectly and I am so pleased I had it installed.
Could you tell me, did you have any problems with this toilet?
No problems at all with it. The only thing I've had to do is change the batteries in the remote control, and that's all. Everything else has been absolutely perfect.
And how many times since the 5 years you had to change?
I've only replaced the batteries just the once.
Wow, that's good. Could you tell me what convinced you to get this toilet?
Well, the toilet is hygienically cleaned and it doesn't have bacteria, and it's just general. It's good cleaning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sharon, could you tell me, do you recommend this product?
Yeah, I definitely recommend the product. Yes, definitely, especially with the pandemic about now. The virus is spreading, and not a lot of people realise how fast it spreads. And this is perfect for that. Yeah. Pandemic.
Do you think that should be in public places like schools and hospitals?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it would ease the spread of the virus for sure. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Sharon, for sharing with us the info about this product.
That's it. You're welcome. Very welcome. And
Okay.
once again, I am pleased with the product. Very pleased. Thank you.
This year I try to get to the apprenticed program. Here is, you can see couple of days left. Some questions. I mentioned here that is a life-saving tool, which I didn't mention last year. So hopefully all gonna be okay. We will see. Thank you for your attention.